I'm working on a number of games, and they all have one thing in common: a very big scope. That means I'm very far from finishing any of them, and that's something that lingers in my mind. Will I ever finish a game? It's definitely not the lack of will, but it's a lack of time, since making games is a time-consuming process, and I only have a couple of hours, few times a week to work on them. I came up with a completely original idea. I should just make a simple but polished game. In my mind, such a game belongs to mobile. With that in mind, I remember that a year and a half ago I made a buggy game where the goal is simple and the game loop is basically complete. Plus, it was fun to play. That was it. I decided to make a plan of all the things that needed fixing and which improvements I'd like to make. I was feeling very confident, which is proven by the fact that I started a 14-day challenge where I was sure I'll finish the game and publish it. As the challenge was coming to an end, I realized I don't want to publish an incomplete game for the sake of the challenge, so I decided to spend a bit more time to polish it and add more content. First, let's talk how the first 14 days unfolded. It was day 1 of the challenge that I realized I need to rewrite basically every line of code, since my knowledge at the time of making the game was absolute garbage. This alone should be enough for me to realize that this 14-day challenge will be everything but that. Either way, the first pieces of code I've touched were the ones that were causing game-breaking bugs. After the challenge, the game was working much better, and it was time to implement new features. The way the level is being created and loaded as of now is that the blocks spawn randomly inside the play area, and they are assigned a random value, and they also spawn indefinitely as they move down 1 block per move. While this is not the worst idea for a mobile game, it still reduces player retention drastically. Basically, this means you only want to play this game while taking a number 2 and probably get bored of it after a week. With this in mind, I didn't see any other alternative to structured levels, which will also give me an option to create player satisfaction from seeing the process of finished levels, and it allows me to create rewards after finishing a certain level. So, I'm gonna have to cut myself off right here. The sign took me more time to make than the game, so I don't know, maybe like the video? Let's continue. So, in my infinite wisdom, I've decided to make structured levels and still call it a 14-day challenge. And you know what would also be great and completely undoable in 14 days? Making packs of level for each animal type with special unlocks upon completion. Also, let's make a game mode with infinite levels, which should also be structured and provide replay quality to the game. Yes, a grand idea. With a 14-day plan ready, I started to work on the game. First came the UI, which is different than what I'm used to for PC games. There is less space and it needs to be very clear. I hate when mobile games have a million buttons with the smallest icons and I never know what they mean, so I went the exact opposite way with big text and not a lot of it. Then the icons for selecting levels are big so you can appreciate the art and never misclick. With the core of the UI done, it was time for me to figure out how in the world am I going to load structured levels. Make sure to tune in tomorrow where we do exactly that. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Comment down below when have you said you'll finish something in a week or two, but it's still not done yet.